Welcome back to the channel. You guys, today is a beautiful Tuesday, and we have a massive amount of drama to unpack from our favorite Los Angeles fashion dynasties. Grab your coffee because the latest developments are absolutely wild, and we need to dive right into all the chaos unfolding on our screens. So let's just get right into the absolute heartbreak that is happening with Carter Walton and Daphne Rose Walton. Honestly, I am just so incredibly sad for them right now. If you watched the latest episode, you know that Carter is struggling so hard to accept his wife's medical diagnosis. It was revealed that Daphne is going through early menopause, which means she is facing severe infertility. And my heart just breaks for Carter. The man has wanted a family for years. We have watched him go through so many failed relationships. Zoe Buckingham, Quinn Fuller, Paris Buckingham, Katie Logan. He has had his heart trampled on time and time again. And then he finally finds Daphne. They get married. They are so happy. They are planning this beautiful future together with a baby, and then boom, this happens. Dr. Lee Finnegan had to deliver the absolute worst news possible. And Daphne is just devastated. She is completely paralyzed by grief right now. She feels like she is letting Carter down, which is just so tragic because it is obviously not her fault. But you know how these soap storylines go. The guilt is eating her alive. And Carter, being the amazing guy that he is trying so hard to be strong for her. He is constantly reassuring her of his love and his devotion, but he is struggling. He is really struggling to process this news and figure out what it means for their dream of a family. But here is the real problem. Carter is hiding his deep, profound grief from Daphne. He is trying to be the stoic, supportive husband, but inside he is mourning the loss of a biological child. And Daphne is highly intuitive. She can sense that Carter is hiding his pain. She knows he is hurting more than he is letting on. And this unspoken grief is going to create a massive emotional rift in their marriage. Why do these characters always do this? Why can't they just communicate? If Carter would just admit that he is grieving too, they could grieve together. But instead, he is putting up a wall to protect her, and it's only going to make her feel more guilty. It is classic, bold, and the beautiful writing, honestly. A total lack of communication that is going to lead to a massive marital crisis. And then we have Steffy Forrester Finnegan stepping in to support Carter. Steffy was there at the clinic when Daphne got the diagnosis, so she knows exactly how heartbroken Daphne is. Steffy is actually being a really good friend right now, which is a nice change of pace considering how volatile she has been lately with the whole Hope defection to Logan and Sheila Carter's crazy return. Steffy is trying to comfort Carter and assure him that Daphne is just in a lot of pain. But you have to wonder what the next steps are for them. Will they look into adoption, surrogacy? I really hope they find a way to build their family, because if any couple deserves a win right now, it is Carter and Daphne. Okay, maybe I'm being too dramatic about their tragedy, but you get what I mean? It's just heavy stuff. Now, let's completely shift gears and talk about the absolute mess that is the younger generation right now. Specifically, Electra Forrester, Will Spencer, and R.J. Forrester. What a disaster. Electra is currently trying her hardest to forget Will, and how does she do that? By running straight to RJ for a rebound kiss. Yes, you heard me. Electra and RJ are kissing. Let's back up a bit. Electra recently had a massive confrontation with Will at the beach house. She officially rejected him again. She told him that she cannot get past his violent outbursts and his lies, and to be fair, Will has been a total mess. He punched RJ in the stomach at the bikini bar, and then later he got into another brawl with RJ where he accidentally punched Eric Forrester in the face and gave his grandfather a black eye. The violence has been out of control. Fans on social media have been complaining non-stop about how physical the show has gotten lately. Brooke slapping Katie, Ridge punching Bill, Will punching everybody. It is just too much, so I understand why Elektra is horrified by Will's behavior. But is RJ really the good guy here? Let's be real. RJ is manipulating this entire situation. During that fight at the bikini bar, RJ was the aggressor. He grabbed Will's collar. And when Will swung, RJ intentionally ducked so that Eric would take the hit. RJ let his own grandfather get punched in the face just so Will would look like a monster, and it worked. Will got arrested, Eric banished Will from the family, and Elektra dumped Will. RJ played this perfectly. He is a master manipulator. So now Elektra goes to RJ, crying about what happened at the beach house, telling him she rejected Will's pleas to get back together. And RJ plays the supportive, comforting friend. He reassures her that she made the right decision. He tells her she did the right thing by dumping Will, and then Elektra, in her vulnerable, heartbroken state, begs RJ to help her move on. And they share a temporary, passionate kiss. But this is where things get really, really concerning. Elektra is clearly just using RJ as a distraction. She still has lingering feelings for Will. You don't just turn off your feelings for someone overnight, no matter how angry you are at them. But RJ is getting way too invested. In fact, this whole situation is starting to feel very familiar. Does anyone else remember how Thomas Forrester used to act around Hope? The obsession? The manipulation? The belief that he was the only one who could truly make her happy. RJ is showing some major red flags right now. I really think RJ's obsession with Elektra is being reignited by this rebound kiss. He has been waiting for his chance, and now he has it. But it is setting the stage for a potentially dangerous attachment. RJ is a Forrester and a Logan. He has that extreme sense of entitlement. He believes Elektra belongs with him, not with a Spencer. And if Elektra eventually realizes she made a mistake and tries to go back to Will, RJ is going to lose his mind. I am calling it right now. We are going to see a very dark, obsessive side of RJ in the coming weeks. He is not going to let Elektra go easily. And speaking of people who are not letting go easily, we urgently need to talk about Melissa Dillon. Oh my goodness, Dillon, the mask is completely slipping, you guys. When Dillon first came on the canvas, she played the sweet, innocent, homeless girl living in her car. She played the damsel in distress perfectly. She begged Elektra to be her best friend. She kissed up to the Forrester family. She played the victim. But now we are seeing the real Melissa Dillon. Dillon has officially set her sights on the Spencer family. And it is not just about Will, it is about the wealth, the status, the power. Dillon wants to be a part of the Spencer dynasty. She wants the other members of the Spencer clan to be close to her. She wants to be the next Mrs. Will Spencer. It is so calculated and so cold. Dillon has completely dropped RJ now that Will is single and vulnerable. She sees Will as her golden ticket, and Will is just spiraling. He is depressed. He is drinking too much. He is isolated from the Forresters. He is the perfect, easy prey for a social climber like Dillon. She already managed to get him into bed or at least onto the sofa for a passionate make-out session when he was drunk and vulnerable. And she has been bragging about it to her coworker Jessica at the bikini bar. She literally told Jessica that she doesn't even care if she loses her job at Forrester Creations because she is going after Will. She is a total gold digger. But what really makes this storyline fascinating is the parallel to Luna Nozawa. Remember Luna, Will's ex-girlfriend, the literal serial killer who supposedly died after getting hit by a car. Will accidentally got Luna pregnant when she drugged him, and then she faked a miscarriage and ran out into traffic. There are still wild rumors floating around that Luna faked her death and is secretly having Will's baby somewhere. And now Will is entangled with Dylan, who is proving to be just as manipulative and dangerous as Luna was. Will just has the absolute worst luck with women. It is actually kind of sad. But Dylan's plan to infiltrate the Spencer family is hitting a massive roadblock, and her name is Katie Logan Spencer. You do not mess with Katie's son. Katie is going full mama bear mode right now. Katie has already had a friction-filled, incredibly tense first interaction with Dylan at the beach house. Katie took one look at Dylan and immediately knew something was wrong. Katie is highly suspicious of this girl, and Katie has every right to be suspicious. The spoilers are hinting that Dylan has a very mysterious and disturbing past. A past that might even be connected to the accident that killed Luna Nozawa. Yes, you heard me. The timeline notes suggest that Dylan's history includes Luna's fatal accident. Was Dylan driving the car? Did Dylan know Luna? Is this entire seduction of Will some twisted revenge plot, or just a calculated cash grab? Whatever it is, Katie is digging into it. Katie is investigating Dylan's past, and she is determined to expose her before Will gets in any deeper. Katie and Dylan are going to have a major, explosive showdown later this week. Katie is going to let Dylan know exactly where she stands, and she is going to warn Will that he is getting way too involved with a girl who is clearly hiding dangerous secrets. But Will actually listen to his mother? Probably not. He is too heartbroken over Elektra, and Dylan is offering him the comfort and validation he desperately needs right now. He is thinking with his bruised ego, not his brain. And to make matters even more complicated, Wyatt Spencer is getting dragged into this mess. Wyatt recently discovered that the mysterious Nancy who has been hanging around Will is actually Melissa Dillon. Dylan used a fake alias with Wyatt weeks ago to hide her identity. Why would she do that if she didn't have something sinister to hide? Wyatt is already alarmed by Will's toxic new romance. Wyatt warned Will a few episodes ago that Spencer and Forrester relationships are doomed to fail, citing their own family's messy history. And now Wyatt knows that Will is hooking up with Elektra's best friend or former best friend, since Elektra slapped Dylan across the face. Wyatt is going to realize that Dylan is playing a very dangerous game. So what happens next? I am honestly wondering if RJ might be the one to uncover Dylan's hidden truths. Think about it. RJ and Dylan were hanging out a lot before she pivoted to Will. RJ knows how Dylan operates. If RJ wants to make sure that Will stays far, far away from Elektra, what better way to do it than by exposing Dylan's dark past to the Spencers? RJ could team up with Katie to take Dylan down. That would be an incredible twist. In soap operas, people always seem to find redemption, but I don't know if Dylan can be redeemed if she was involved in Luna's death. And just zooming out for a second, this entire corporate and personal war between the Forresters, Logans, and Spencers is reaching a boiling point. We have Hope defecting to Logan, which caused Brooke to literally disown Katie. We have Ridge declaring all-out war on Bill. We have Eric acting like a rigid patriarch and banishing Will. The families have never been this fractured. And right in the middle of it all, we have these young characters, Will, Elektra, RJ, and Dylan destroying each other out of spite, jealousy, and greed. It fits the show's usual style of generational feuds, but it feels so much more aggressive this time around. The physical violence, the screaming matches, the absolute refusal to forgive. It is intense. I just hope the writers know what they are doing with this RJ and Elektra pairing. Because if RJ really does go down the Thomas Forrester path of obsession, it is going to get really creepy, really fast. Elektra thinks she is finding a safe harbor with RJ, but she might be walking right into a trap. RJ is isolating her from Will. He is validating all of her anger, and he is making himself the only person she can rely on. It is textbook manipulation. And Will needs an intervention. Bill Spencer is telling him to ignore the haters and keep fighting for Elektra, but Bill gives terrible romantic advice. Bill is the reason Will is in this mess in the first place, because Bill demanded that Will keep the Logan corporate secrets from Elektra. If Will had just been honest with Elektra from the start, maybe they wouldn't have broken up, but no, Bill said it's just business. Well, now Will's personal life is destroyed because of that business. So, to wrap this all up, tomorrow's episode is going to be incredibly emotional on the Carter and Daphne front, and incredibly messy on the young adult front. Carter is going to struggle with his hidden grief over Daphne's early menopause, and their marriage is going to be tested like never before. Elektra is going to try to erase Will from her memory by kissing a potentially obsessive RJ. And Melissa Dillon is going to ramp up her gold-digging scheme to become a permanent fixture in the Spencer family, while Katie Logan sharpens her claws and prepares to take Dillon down. It is going to be a wild ride, you guys. What were the writers thinking making Dillon this manipulative? Who actually believes this RJ and Elektra romance is going to end well? I certainly don't. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you feel bad for Carter? Do you think Dillon is connected to Luna's death? Are you Team RJ or Team Will? I change my mind about these characters every single day, I swear. Okay, I'm rambling now. I will see you all tomorrow for another recap.